Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Factor. I'm your host that's late, eeFoGee, better known as Greg, eeFoGee on Steam. And I am the content creator here at Factor of Games. Sorry it's taken so long to jump on today. We're having a bit of an issue, and I'm still not sure if everything's fixed yet. I tried to do what you should never do and put a whole bunch of stuff together right before the stream went live, and everything was screwed up to no end. So I've got screens all over, and I got to figure out where everything goes. I got to fix it all when I get back, but you know, one of these days it'll all work out. So one thing that we need to get through today is to get these games started up that everybody's voted on. Thank you for voting in the poll. You can do that every day here on Factor of Games. Just subscribe to the channel, like all the videos that you see, comment on all the videos that you see, that kind of stuff. But if you subscribe, click the bell, you'll get notified of the daily poll that goes up every day at 6 a.m. Pacific time, and that's to vote on the games that we cover here on the channel. We do 5 votes a week, and we do 5 games on both systems on Saturdays, and it's about a 2-hour show. So we're just getting ready to kick it off. Thank you for joining as always. If you're watching on the replay, definitely give it a like, and you know, leave what you thought about the different games here in the chat. You know, we'll be obviously able to see it directly, but you can always comment after the fact as well. So let's start with, well, I guess let's start with just some news. So I did pick up that new PC. So I've got it hooked up. It's doing all of its stuff. I was out of town. I just got it, and I turned it on this morning, and I tried to hook it all up, and it didn't work out. So we'll get it all figured out. I got a brand new one of those Elgato foot pedals. I can't figure that out, why there isn't just a simple like mute, unmute action that you don't have to go search for a plugin. I don't know why. It's their product, but I've got to get that set up. So it's by my feet, but I can't use it right now. So I should probably move it to the side. And then what else did I do? I added some switchers. So I'm still rocking just the one keyboard and one mouse to run now the main streaming PC, the new gaming PC, the Legion Go, and the Steam Deck Oled. So I've got, you know, my own little concoction of Frankenstein in front of me, but it works out. I'm hoping it works out, and I think we'll be pretty good to go. So chat is going to be weird. I haven't been able to get chat to load up here. Wreak Havoc, welcome. So sorry, I'm having to look over here to see chat instead of directly in front of me, and I don't know why. It should be working. Everything's been a little wacky. Oh, now it's working. Okay, well, I see at least your message there, so that's good. I may not need the chat over here, but I think we're going to start. Let's go ahead and jump into, what do you think? Let's go with Steam Deck. And let's see. Let me grab my controller here. So the voting happened, and what we're going to cover this week, let me put it on the right thing. Yeah, it's on the right thing. So we're going to cover Tomb Raider Remaster. So that's 1, 2, and 3. We're also going to cover Final Fantasy 15. We're also going to cover Street Fighter 6. Enshrouded, which says it doesn't run on Steam Deck. I beg to differ. And Overcooked 2. And then we're going to cover the new Pinball M game, which is DLC, and it's for System Shock. So they did that. Oh, look, we got an update. Man, there's updates. That's just Steam. They update every day. I like that they update because they usually don't break stuff, but you know, they really do support their products. So since Tomb Raider's the newest game, let's go ahead and do that. Flesh Cloud. This is not the face that you expected. Okay, good. I don't know if that's good or not. You're probably like, oh man. No, that's Tomb Raider runs like a dream. Yeah, we're just going to kick it off. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Let's go ahead and jump in. Now, I'm going to try it. I don't think, because it's verified, I believe it's verified, right, Flesh Cloud? I don't think you have to do any adjustments, anything like that. We're not going to worry about any changes. It does have a profile already laid out. Nice. You know, that's what we like to see. Has anybody actually created any profiles? I'm just curious. Any community layouts? Look at that already. Tons of community layouts. If you don't know about community layouts, you can download a kind of like updated version, or maybe a specific version that somebody thinks will work better on the Steam Deck or on a controller for this game, and then you can switch back and forth. But we'll go with the basic one, which is just the official one. And then let's jump in. No, I know, yeah, seeing somebody that you only see black gloves for is kind of shocking majority of the time, but on the weekends, I take the gloves off, and it's time to just kind of run with gaming in general. So, tons of EULA. Look at this. The EULA looks like it was made in 1997. All right, jump in. Potential copyrights and all stuff. Aspire did this one with Crystal Dynamics, which is no longer around, I don't think. Well, Saber's almost done. I mean, basically, Embracer is over with. They're not even a company pretty much anymore. They're still around, but... Oops. What did I do? I hit the button there. So it gives us Tomb Raider right off the bat. Press down, we get Tomb Raider 2. We'll go through the 3 on here, and then we'll go through it on Legion Go and see how our performance looks while we're doing that. Before we start in, let me flip this over so we can see it a little bit better. I think this is it. I'm kind of sitting over top of it. Nope, that's the brightness. Wrong thing. There we go. Hope everybody had a good week. I was down in Las Vegas all week long for DICE, which is a developer conference. It was interesting. It was at the Aria. I hadn't been there. I've been to the Aria, but not for a trade show. And they did a good job. But then GDC comes up here, in about a month, I'll be heading there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and jump in. The titles have different graphics. Push start on the Switch. Oh, to switch. Oh, I get it. So you can look at like the old version that was original and then the newer updated version. That's cool. I like when they do that. So let's take a look. Is there any graphic settings? No. There is no graphic settings. Well, that's fine. We don't need that. I'm just making sure that I'm not missing it here. Sound, and then controls, and then game. Okay, well, let's go with the game. So we'll just jump in and we'll take a look at, this is Tomb 1, right? I think it was Tomb 1. I don't hear any audio. Oh, it's very low. If it's too low, let me know. I can turn it up. I just have it down because I always run into tons of games, where it's up, it's down, it's left, that kind of thing. We've always got to make some adjustments as we go. No settings at all. That's crazy. It's not really crazy. I mean, the game doesn't need it. It's not like we're pushing any boundaries here. I'm sure that it's just basically they've done a wrapper over top the original game. Okay, let's speed through this since we already if you don't know the stories, you can go find it out. And just so everybody knows, you can find this game cheaper than $29. If you know you like Tomb Raider, or you like any game on Steam, you can buy it in other places to get it cheaper. If you're unsure, go with Steam because you get 2 hours to test it out. If you play under 2 hours, you can usually get they'll give you a refund. I've never seen them say no. So this big PC, I've got to figure out. It's sitting like right against my leg now under my desk. I got to move it towards the air conditioning system. Is it playing? Okay, it's just really low. Like, it's so low that I can't even hear it. Is it too low for the stream? Do we need to turn it up a little bit? Oh, man. Still tired. Uh-oh, there's some wolves. Oh, I bet... Does it have HDR? This looks really dark. Like, much darker than it should be. We may have to make an adjustment here real fast. And as you go to Vegas, you also pick up a cold. Lots of sick people, handshakes, everything. So this is it. Oh, this is in the original frame rate, like 15 frames per second for the intro. It's funny. That's okay. Now, Laura, from what I understand, looks more like that in engine now than she does. Yeah, she looks basically CGI Laura there. Almost identical. Jeez, they did a good job of that. Now it's only been 30 years or whatever. Iconic scene, of course, Rikavi, it is. So we get some snow, which was always there, I think. And then you said hit the start button. Yeah, so there's the original. Running at 60. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know if it ran at 60 originally. But then on the fly, this is, what did they call that? Or what game did that? That was Halo was the first one, I think, started that. Where you could just flip it on the fly. You could press start and get like old and new. Okay. I mean, it runs at a solid 60. I would expect it should. Let's get down here. And it does look like it's not HDR because well, HDR isn't automatically on if it is HDR. Let's say that. Okay, how was the, that's her roll. Oh, no, really? Oh my God, where's my guns? I can walk. Where are the guns? Oh, there they are. There we go. There we go. Does she auto track now? No. Well, she always kind of did, but there we go. It's not really good. All right, let's go back. I think it's this way. Oh, you're doing first playthrough of the Legacy, Uncharted Legacy. Very cool. Yeah, well, I mean, this was kind of, I don't know if this was the original. I guess. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. I was going to say, like, Indiana Jones always was a point and click adventure type thing. They never did a full kind of like 3D action platformer. No, it was 2D. I mean, I guess you could go all the way back to like the Super NES maybe and kind of say like, okay, Indiana Jones was the first one of these, but it was 2D. I don't know. But no, Lara Croft did a good job here, and then obviously Nathan Drake does an amazing job as well. I like the new Tomb Raider games as well, too. So they're all pretty good. Lots of games. Okay, so, I mean, the controls, I'm not here to judge the game, so I'm just going to say I'm not used to the controls. It's been so many years. Trying to use these controls can be a little, especially with an analog stick, can be a little unforgiving. But, you know, overall, it's a dark game. Man, is that dark. Holy cow. Are we sure that it doesn't support HDR? I don't think it does, though. It would be much darker than this, I think. But, like, look where we're at. It's, like, pitch black. Okay. I think we're going to probably have to... In the amount of time that we have to do this... Now, I have to put my guns away, right? I think I do. Oh, my God. I cannot even see her. Okay. Jump. Put guns away. There we go. And then I think there's a... Is there an action? I can't get her to do it. It looks like there's a switch. Okay, there it is. God. Holy cow. It is so dark you can't even see. I don't know where she's going. Okay, well, it's a very dark game, and I think it's fine. It's running great. It's just, I think you would probably want to turn the brightness up, but I'm not going to adjust it on screen because it'll throw things off. But let's jump out of here. Oh, look at that. Like if we switch to the old graphics, like the lighting is much better. That's funny. What did I open? I switched to the old graphics and we're good to go. Okay, now she can go forward. Oh, God. There we go. But yeah, look how dark it is when you go to the new ones. That is funny. You having so much fun on Uncharted? Yeah. Yeah, they're all really good. That new Indiana Jones one, I think that'll be pretty cool. Be first person with some third person. That's okay. Yeah, this game looks really good. I mean, it's funny when you go like this, how dark it is, which is, reasonable for a newer game. Okay, let's take a look at the other ones real fast. Can we get out of the menu? Can we get out from the menu? That's my question here. That's our save. How do we do this? Is it a combo? It has to be some kind of combo, right? That's that. No. There's no way to go back? Oh boy. That's okay. I mean, it's just, I can't believe that there's no way back, but we'll do this. We'll just exit out. We'll go back in. And we'll give Tomb Raider 2 and Tomb Raider 3 a quick try. Usually this first, I mean, we started late, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes late, because I was trying to get everything back and running correctly again. Usually we spend about 40 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, about 30 minutes on the first game, which is usually I want to make it the newest game that comes out, or the one that everybody votes on that seems to get the most votes. That way people coming in can see it. Okay, here's Tomb Raider 2, no settings. We won't worry about that. Let's go straight on the adventure. We won't go to the home. We'll just see what the first level looks like. Once I get this foot pedal working, that'll be nice. But there is no, for that foot pedal, there is no setting in Elgato that I've found that can control that foot pedal for just the muting the pedal. I don't understand. So what do we got? We got Steam Deck 2. I'm still going to look at it while we're watching this little intro movie here. Maybe I can figure it out, because I'd love for this thing to work. It's got an analog clock, control hub, control center. Control center is what? That's the camera hub. That's the control center right there. But I don't think it controls what I want it to control. You've got the Elgato face cam. You've got OBS. I know Streamlabs. That's what I use, is Streamlabs here. Cannot figure this out. PC Tomb Raider game had settings. It said it. Yeah. I don't know why they wouldn't. You would think, I mean, obviously, I don't want to call anything a cash grab, but, and it's okay if it is. It's not a bad thing. Companies got to make some money, but, yeah, it's kind of sad if they don't put enough. Oh, audio mixer. What is the audio mixer then? I don't think that's it. That's just doing something a little bit different. I want to mute. I see hotkeys. I see volume controls. I see on and off stuff. I don't see anything for muting, which is nuts. It's like something so simple. I don't even think this would do it. Like this thing, I'm just going to drop it in the center. Let's just see. I'm going to hit the voice mod is not running. Okay, well, I don't really want voice mod. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to figure this thing out off stream. It's a shame because I want to be able to like just step on the center, mute and then be able to cough instead of having to tap. But I've done something. I've obviously not found the right thing yet. It's obviously there. Wow, look how dark this one is. It's nuts. You can barely see it. That is really dark. Let me do something real fast. Let me just check something. I can't believe. Come on. Steam Deck, do your thing. I cannot believe. I can't see behind myself, so let me move myself off here. I can't believe it's that dark all the time. Can't we see? Enable HDR. There we go. Let's turn that off. I shouldn't even have that on when I'm playing this. So that's off now. No, it's just dark. Wow. That's nuts. I mean, you can control it better on the Steam Deck. Oh, there goes the helicopter. But you could turn up the brightness super bright, but I don't know. That just looks wild that it's that dark in the game. I can't even see where I'm going. Whew. Nobody's going to complain, I guess, realistically, if games are like that, but I don't know. I mean, even, I'll tell you this, even the original graphic settings, oops, I fell off. Even the original graphic settings look really sharp. They look much sharper than you can get on PS1. I have some really good equipment for retro stuff, and I don't think that I can get this looking this good unless I'm emulating. But let's look at that tiger a little closer. Come on. Oh, the analog, though, is horrible. Like, I would never play this game with an analog. I guess it's just because I never played Tomb Raider with analog, really. But, I mean, like, I don't think I could play this with the analog stick. It's just really all over the place. I would use the D-pad the whole time. Man, that's dark. That is super dark. Holy cow. Okay, come on, Laura. Grab the ledge. There we go. All right, can we get over here? Let's look a little bit further. The jumping in this was always so difficult. Oh, no. Well, I mean, we kind of see what the game looks like here. I think we'd have to, what, get there to get up there to go up. Well, it might be worth going outside real fast. Let's take a look. Does FleshCloud, does this have like cross-save compatibility? I'm sure it has Steam save. So if we were to get somewhere, save, pick it up on the Legion Go, would be all right, I'd imagine. My God, this control. Okay, one more time. Okay, right here. There we go. Can we do the thing? There it is. The special moves. I have to keep it on the old graphics because I can't see. Okay, line her up. Line her up. Oh, God. Oh, these controls. It's just, you know, it's not really anything. Like, we can't go down in there. No, it doesn't go under. It's not really anything about the how the game plays. It's just that's the way the controls were. It feels like the original control layout. So, I mean, there's not really anything. It's just my lack of playing these for 20-some years. Okay, we need to line just a little bit. I can't really go back. Oh, my God, I can't do it. I cannot jump up there. And there's no other way to get up. I think we're going to be stuck here for eternity. Okay, well, we want to look at one more game. But there's no way to go back, is there? I don't think there is. No. We cannot get back to the screen. You have to completely quit out of the game. That's wild. I don't know. I would have expected that to be different. Okay, I think Tomb Raider 3 starts outside. So we'll get a little bit of that. Hopefully. And then we'll jump over to the Legion Go, and then we'll kick off the rest of the games, because I know there was people looking for Final Fantasy 15 this week. I mean, obviously, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth comes out on PlayStation, right? That's there at the end of the month almost. So this one should look pretty good. This is the last one of this original series, I think. I think these are the original cutscenes, so there's nothing we can do here. This one's in 30 frames, though. Yeah, we can't, like... Oh, no, we can. Look how dark it is. This is the one. And then look how light it is. It's dark. It's light. It's dark. It's light. That is funny. So you can actually, like, switch these around. There is a little bit of an adjustment. That's one, and there's another. It's smoothing and pixelated. Vaseline and hard pixels. There we go. That's funny. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not judging the game. The game was good. I mean, the game doesn't have to live up to anything. It was a great game. It is a good game. It's just, it's funny, like, how they've made some choices. Look at that. The original CGI, blocky. The new and improved piping, tubing, and Vaseline. Let's just go ahead and get through that. I didn't know that. That's funny that they actually can do that. Okay, which one are we on now? There's the original. Original. And that grass. And the new, which does look better. Yeah. The plants are nice. I like that. It starts out a little bit outside. Not much. Oh boy, a jump. Okay. I'm doing the wrong thing here. What I'm doing is I'm hitting this. There's jump. That's what I figured it out. I was hitting the wrong button the whole time. Okay, now we should be able to make it. There we go. Because it's like a jump and a dive. That's what it is. Oh, there was stuff over there. We won't worry. Right. So let's go back and see this. Original Laura. In emulation fidelity. And then new Laura. Well, new original Laura. How does that sound? This one does, I mean, it might just be the game pickup. She's like, it's not in the right spot. I've got to move a little bit to the left or to the right. Yeah, I mean, I would suggest to say that if you know you're going to like these games, you're going to want to play through them again, go pick it up on, what is it? Humble Bundle has it for, if you have the Humble Bundle monthly deal, you can get it for like $23. I think if you go to gg.deals, you can get it for maybe around $20 on Aniba. 2021, something like that. Save $9 and play to your heart's content. Okay, that's where we were. Oh, we came through this way. Let's run down here. The sun rays are there. No sun rays. And now they've got the God rays coming through. Looks good. Oh wow, this is mud. It doesn't even look like it. She's gonna die, isn't she? Yeah, we're drowning. It doesn't move though. That's funny. Okay, she died. All right, let's call it good on here, and then we'll jump over to the Legion Go and see how it runs it. I'm sure it's going to run it just the same. We might even be able to drop the Legion Go down to. Let me think about that. Can we drop? Yeah, it does run on there. I'll just put out a vote. The Legion Go should run this at. We should be able to go to like the basic quiet mode. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. So if we go here and we go to quiet mode, right? No fan, quiet, and then what's our efficiency? So this is going to be right around 10 watts, I think. Something like that is what it'll go up to max. Is the volume up all the way? Yep. Okay, let's jump in. It's on Bluetooth, right? Yep. Again, we could change the input if we wanted to. We don't need to. let's jump in. We'll take a look at it on the Legion Go. But this would be at 10 watts, so we've limited it down as far as we can go. Oh, we need the indicator up. Give me one sec. Come on. It's not taking the command. This is the Legion Go. Come on, press the button. Ah, it won't take the command. We want to see. It won't even take the input command for the controller. Really weird. Really weird. Or any of the controllers. It's not working. Oh, it's only... No, it's not working at all. Okay, that's strange. Let's do this. Oh, look, there's the original menu. New menu. Because there's not a good solution. Oh, there it is. Let's go ahead and exit out. For some reason, it wouldn't allow me to bring up the command, so the game was sitting on top of it. We want... No, we want this. And we want all. There we go. Now we've got it. Why doesn't it like the controller, though? What is the option? So, X input or switch. This is what it's kind of, it sees it as a Switch controller, but it's not. I should bring out my Xbox One. Makes it easier. Okay, let's see if we can get this running right. There's Saber. Okay, now the controller's working. Good. So let's actually jump into the third game. Since we already know the original one and the second one really didn't push the levels of anything. Let's go... Oh wait, this is 2. We want 3. There we go. Do we want to go run around the house or go back to the same level? Let's go run around the house. It may be more forgiving for the control scheme. And it'll be more outdoors. A little bit more light. Or not outdoors, but I mean like a little bit more light.
Feel free to take a look around.
Oh, and it sits... Look, it sits on top of the Legion Go settings. Like it won't show those. So we are getting 60 frames on very efficient. You can see it down in the left-hand corner. That's Steam's OLED or Steam's FPS counter. Okay, let's take a look at the original. There's original. It's kind of dark too. It's actually really dark.
If you want to look around, press and hold.
This is much better with the new one. In the house, at least. Can we go outside? I think we can, but do we have to have a code? That might be it. I think I remember that. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just a door. There we go. There's the butler. Get away. Okay, let's go outside and take a look. Yeah, nice. Laura looks a little different in the house level. I don't know why. So, yeah. I mean, you can run this game 60 frames per second. No problem. On super efficient. So, let's see. At 10 watts, 8 to 10 watts. On the Legion Go, you might get 3 hours. Maybe, I think. And if it's consistent on the Steam Deck Oled, which I believe it would be, we watched it run 60 frames per second, super low power usage. This game, you might be able to get like 6 hours on it. I mean, it would be considerable on the OLED. Just you'd have to use the D-pad the whole time. But it looks good. They even have a little reflection, although what's it reflecting? It's not reflecting the wall, it's reflecting the skylight. So It's not real time. Can we get up here? There we go. Let's go up this way. Oh, maybe she can't climb. She might just slide off of hills if I remember correctly. Like, yeah, she just slides. But yeah, the game is dark. You're gonna have to up the brightness, and you won't be able to do that internally. So whatever device you're playing on, you're gonna have to update it or up it. Okay. Oh, this is the obstacle course.
Are you ready?
Yeah, so there's Tomb Raider. Runs on everything, runs super efficient. I don't think you'd be hard pressed to get, I don't know, like I said, between 3 and 6 hours, depending upon the device that you're playing on. Oh, she missed it. Let's do one more of her special. Oh, come on. Why isn't she doing it? There we go. The handstand. Sweet. Yeah, game runs good. Let's go ahead and call it good on Tomb Raider. 60 frames everywhere. And let's jump over to... Well, how do we get out of this thing again? Oh, we'll use the button. There we go. Let's jump over to the Steam Deck. And let's bring up Final Fantasy. How about that? We'll go with that next. Okay, so Steam Deck. Give a second for my controller to connect. Come on. There we go. It's running behind. Steam Deck does... The OLED does really well with this one. The original one did okay, but you probably could have locked it to 40 and been fine, right? Like, you would have wanted to lock it to 40, and it would have been pretty close. The Steam Deck OLED has a little bit of benefit to it, right? So there's a little bit more power, and you can get close to 60. And I think I would leave it where it is. I wouldn't worry about like moving it to like 40. I guess you could if you wanted to like maybe conserve power a little bit, but you're not really going to conserve power. You're just going to keep it stable, right? In that sense. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. It does support HDMI, so you do get HDMI capabilities on it, which looks amazing on the or not HDMI, HDR. Sorry, you get HDR on this, so it does support that on the OLED, which looks really nice. But let's go ahead and take a look. So we should be at 1280 by 720, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just verify. 1280 by 720. Yeah, we'll play with everything on. It'll never get to 120, so we don't even have to worry about that. But let's take a look at the preset. So we're on average. It's really dark. Lots of things are darked out there, but we should be okay to leave it at 100% with average, I think. If we wanted to, tweak it, we could put it at 75, and I think it would maintain 60 consistently. Like, it would lock it to 60. So let's go ahead and do that. Steam Deck doesn't seem really portable. The OLED does a pretty good job. I will say that, Flesh Cloud. It conserves power. If you run with the frame rate limiter software they have on it, you can get 6 to 7 hours out of the thing on an indie game, right? Like, if you're playing this game, you're still going to use considerable amount. I don't really know what people consider portable. I think that every device is portable, right? In between these two, I think they're both equally portable. I take them on trips all the time. I took it down to Vegas. I actually took the Legion Go down to Vegas. I had been taking the Steam Deck on trips, but I took the Legion Go because I was recording more of that direct capture, Like a Dragon and Infinite Wealth, and then Liza P. So I have a little portable screen that records at 1080p, and it's portable. You can just hook it up to HDMI directly, play the game. It records everything. It's a sweet little device for 1080p. I don't have a 4K one. I don't even know if they make a 4K. But the Legion Go it did okay. I mean, it's, you know, at least I was getting like an hour, hour 10, something like that when I was playing it. So now we're at 50s. But I know it will bump up to the 6. There it goes. 60 range there. 50s as we swing around. It does look it looks really dark. That makes me wonder if there's not a setting off on, well, the capture card for this does support HDR. HDR is not turned on though, I don't think. I turned it off on the system. It might just be that every game is like a little bit darker because of some setting I did. Something I screwed up. Let's see, does this give us a little bounce in, or is that only if it's in HDR? No, that's a little bit brighter. Okay. There we go. A little bit brighter. But it does look like HDR is turned on. I don't know. Let's see. We'll go run around and do a little bit of investigation. I think there's some stuff for us to fight, if I'm not mistaken. It just does look like a little too dark on the stream. So I'm wondering if the card that I have that is capturing the Steam Deck does support HDR. And I'm wondering if it's that. The card that is capturing the Legion Go does not support HDR. Oh my god. These things are nuts. There we go. Where's our team? Oop. I forgot that this doesn't have... It auto locks on instead of doing the Final Fantasy VII / Stranger in Paradise model. There we go. So that was in the 50s. We'd maybe have to bring it down a little bit to lock it in the 70 or 60. If we go down... Oh, there's brightness. There we go. Let's turn the brightness up. I can't even get it to register. That's funny. Let's see how it looks now. Okay, a little bit better. If we drop the resolution, the internal resolution, God, stop it. There we go. If we do the internal resolution, if we drop it down a little bit, it's probably going to start to look really blocky. So let's do this. Let's go put it on a low settings and see what we get. This should lock it to 60. But I'm not quite sure how... Oh, it started the whole game over. Well, we'll just go with low, and we'll see what it does. But this should lock it into 60. I think this is what I was testing it on last night, because I had it locked to 60. I think it might be this setting. So let's go ahead and jump in. So these are low settings, 75% resolution, and this should get us to 60 on this game. And this one is using, what is it, about, I don't even know how many watts. 20? 21? Maybe something like that. So, should be, you know, reasonably decent on the battery. Maybe 2 hours at the best. Something like that on the Steam Deck Oled. With these settings. Now, the Legion Go can run it at 1080p on these settings. So when we switch over there, that will be 1080p. And it's going to, you know, obviously be similar, but it's going to be using a lot more power because we're going to have to flip it up to that performance mode. So it's going to be running like 30 watts. So it'll probably burn through a battery in about an hour. Would be my guess. Maybe slightly less than an hour. Something like that. Let's try that same battle with those critters. They should still be over here. Yeah, 60 locked now. And it's much brighter. So it was just a game setting. There they are. But yeah, the Steam Deck does pretty well with the Steam Deck Oled does really well with this game. With most games, right? There's definitely a considerable improvement. Is it good? Yeah. It dropped a little bit. It was down to like 58. But like I said, if I was running this game and I'm on a trip or something like that, I would just run it exactly like this. It's going to look really good on that Steam Deck OLED screen. You won't notice as much of the blockiness around their shirts and stuff like that. It'll actually, the screen kind of hides that stuff. Or, you know, in the end, you could just drop it down to 40. Lock it there, because even on the Legion Go, so let's switch over to the Legion Go. Even on the Legion Go, you can now lock the game, lock the game frame rate. Now, we can't really do that on here because I think both of these cards only capture either 30 or 60. I don't think you'd notice the difference between 40 so much. You wouldn't really ever be able to tell as well. So, Legion Go. Let's switch the controller over. Yeah, this whole setup that I have running now is pretty slick. Being able to jump between one system to another, no downtime, no plugging anything in. Okay, we do have to enable the Steam input here. It's just the standard, but you have to go in and enable it. If you didn't, the best way to deal with that would be just to take the little ears off, like the Switch controllers off of the Legion Go, and then you could play it just fine. But for any third-party controller, you have to enable that when you're doing direct capture or you're playing it on another screen. And then that fixes that. Now here, okay, it fixed it. I was going to say, I don't change this, the OLED, or sorry, not the OLED, the Legion Go from 1080p at all anymore. I just keep it at 1080p, adjust the settings, keep the Steam Deck at 720p when it's plugged in, adjust the settings. Like, there's no resolution changing between the two. I never really put the Legion Go on anything below 1080p anymore. Okay, it looks much brighter right now. Jeez. Let's take a look at the settings, though. 1080p with VSync. We'll have our own FPS counters. We don't need theirs. And then we'll try running it at 100% resolution. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to up the power to performance. So we've switched it to now where it's 30 watts. And if you want to see if you have one of these, the FPS limiter is right underneath the fan, the custom fan curve now, or the full speed fan curve, whichever one you look at there. And you can go ahead and tell it like, hey, do 60, do 40, do 30. I think they even have a 50 selection in there. Let's run it at average. Let's try that first. We don't have any NVIDIA stuff that'll take care of this. And see how it does. Let's go ahead and jump in. We'll just load up the exact same area. Take a look at it and see what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, you're going to get that fidelity bump just because you're playing it at 1080p. We're going to instantly see it here. And I mean, for the price, they're very similar. The only thing I don't like is Windows. And I've talked about that on here every stream. Windows is just a resource, archaic OS UI that does not need to exist on a game product. They should have like this is what I would say. They should have like an Xbox variant of Windows that gives you a far better gaming experience. I don't know if you know if that's possible. Or Windows or Microsoft gaming Xbox or Windows version, something like that. Kind of like Steam OS. Or Lenovo Legion Go should have just put Steam OS on this thing. Because as far as I know, Valve doesn't charge for it. I don't think they were ever participating. Lenovo never participated in the original Steam machines. That was more like Alienware and that. So here is 1080p, and you can see like the fidelity is much better, but we are suffering frame rate right now. So we're getting 40. So what we'll do is one more test where we drop everything down to low and cut the resolution down to like 75. So are there any enemies here? Yeah, the tablet mode, I still think it's pretty much well, that just mainly the tablet mode runs on a different processor, right? Isn't that what it is? I forget the processor that they used for those, and that's like the Microsoft what do they call those? Surface devices, because there's a specific Surface is AMD chipset, so maybe it would be better if they used that one. I think there's some issues around running Windows like 32-bit apps on that, though. I believe so. I believe that's why a lot of people don't use that OS. And being that everything Steam does is 32 bits, I think that would be probably the blocker there. The architecture, sorry, is 32-bit. And, well, Steam needs 32-bit to run on. I think they can run on 64 now, but most of the games, they don't worry about that. 64-bit architecture, I think, is what that tablet one runs on. And I think that's the difference. Let's go ahead and jump and adjust some of these settings. So we were seeing around 40 frames per second, essentially, the whole time. But let's go ahead and drop it to low. Oh, it's going to take us... And then we'll adjust the resolution as well. But if they could make that work, that would be ideal. If that tablet one could work, I would love to see that. I am looking to get that. I talked about it last week. I'm looking to pick up that 1X 10 and 10.9 inch screen device that's on Indiegogo. That runs that Intel Ultra Core, and I don't know if there would be any difference there, but I think performance might be the difference. So it'd be nice to see how well that would run. And they also have that, which the Legion Go doesn't have a solution for. They have that external Oculink GPU that you can get with it. That's an interesting aspect, like just to be able to like plug into a desktop or to a nice monitor or your TV when you get home. You don't have to do anything, and you get that bump in resolution because you're using that external GPU. It's all expensive though, but I mean it looks interesting. I still think we're yet to find the exact solution for what you were saying, Flesh God, like the portability of these devices and the combo between, or the balance between portability and resolution / fidelity / frames per second kind of thing, right? Like performance. We're still yet to find like the device that does that perfectly. Steam Deck does the best, probably. Across the board, I think it's the most reliable. The Legion Go is right behind it. The Asus ROG Ally, not my favorite device, although it's not a bad device. It's one of the only ones that supports like 16 by 9, 16 by 9. What am I thinking of? Not orientation. Ratio, 16 by 9 ratio. And, that gives you the perfect 1080p, 720p screen. You're always seeing like these ones, get black bars, stuff like that. I mean, Steam Deck has a solution for, I'm sure Legion Go will do the same thing, where you can just stretch and fill and do stuff like that. The Steam Deck works pretty well. I don't have a problem with it. I use it a lot. If I don't want to see the black bars, I'll just turn on like, fill, and it'll automatically make the adjustments for you. It just makes it basically higher, stretches things a little. So this is low, 75% resolution, 1080p, and we're at 60, 59, 60. Same thing that we were getting at 720p on the Steam Deck Oled. And we are using... I was just taking a look at like the performance. Yeah, I mean, you're going to burn through the battery probably like within an hour. Hour and a few minutes is my guess. Now, these are plugged in right now. I don't have them unplugged, but... So they are, well, the Legion Go, you can get the full 30 watts anytime. You can just force it. I believe the Steam Deck OLED, you do get a bump up still with plugging it in. I don't think you can force it to do that. Well, that's some little adventure thing we got to go on. Oh, here we go. Look at this big thing. Let's take him on. He just fell over dead. Nope, he's back. Oops. I'm trying to do Dark Souls. Come on. I don't think I'm doing much. I'm just like hitting him and he doesn't even care. Yeah, look at his health bar. He's tough. Not for us. He just keeps running over our guys. But, I mean, battle's 30 frames. I mean, we're in the open world, so... I'm sure there's some areas that it'll fluctuate, but I mean, it's pretty good. I would, oh, here comes his buddy. I would definitely be playing at 1080p on this thing. Especially on the screen, because on the screen itself, you're never going to notice the blockiness of up close. I can't really do it now since we're in a fight, but like, let's see. You see the kind of like, I don't even see it on their jacket all much, but there's a little bit. Oh my god. It flipped me in the air. It's a little bit on the clothing, just ever so slightly. It's hard to find it. It's more like the hair, but I don't think you're going to get rid of that even if you had a really good... The hair's just going to look a little bit weird. Okay, let's jump off of this and we'll move to the next game. Yeah, so this one definitely 1080p on the Legion Go, or it'd be 1200p. It'd be 1920 by 1200 on the Legion Go, like it would be 800p on the Steam Deck. So next one, let's see. Now we're on the Steam Deck. I always think that there's an update on the Steam Deck right now, and I always think, oh, it's got to affect performance. Everything would run 10 times better if I took that update. Let's leave Street Fighter 6. Let's do Overcooked really quick. It's not going to take long to do these ones. Overcooked, and well, I mean, Overcooked's going to be a fast one. We'll probably take a little bit deeper look into some of the settings for Street Fighter and Enshrouded, which it says does not work, but I was able to get it working, and I was able to connect to a game or somebody's game online. So I don't know why they're saying it doesn't work. So Overcooked, it's a little bit of a weird game for Steam Deck because it's really meant for, you know, co-op. Everybody's kind of checked this out probably. Yeah, we can only do 720p since we're going through the capture card, but we can put it on high and VSync, and let's just take a look and see how it looks. It's a co-op game, so it's going to be weird to play it on, you know, why would you play it on a Steam Deck? There is a single player component, but you're not going to get the benefit of being able to just connect up, but it is nice. Like maybe if you got a couple friends, family members with Steam Decks, you could all connect over your local network and be able to play on your own little portable device, or hook up 4 Bluetooth controllers. What do we got? 60s. I guess I'm going over here. Oh, you know why I can control both? It sees both controllers. It sees the Steam Deck controller and it sees my controller, and that's why it puts 2 players on here. There's really no reason for this. Okay, can I plate it? No. I gotta run it all the way over here without getting hit. What do I do with this thing? Do I chop it up? There we go. Put it on a plate. Oh, maybe we need to wrap it with seaweed. Yeah, they're both grabbing stuff. That's funny. Can I put rice with it? No. I'll throw that away. But yeah, that's exactly why this is happening, is because it's seeing the Steam Deck running here at the same time. It normally wouldn't do this. There we go. Oh, we can put some more rice in. Right? Nope, just threw it. Our rice is done. Leave the plate. Leave the damn plate. Drop the plate. He won't drop the plate. Okay. There's a shrimp and seaweed. Oh. That sucked. Okay. This one doesn't take too long. It's going to be 60 frames per second. There's no issues with it. So let's jump over to the Legion Go. We'll run it. Make sure that we get the exact same thing. And we could probably put this one down again to the lowest settings. So we'll try that. Let's go ahead and do that. Go back to the Legion Go. Get our controller connected. In the meantime, we will drop the settings to efficient and quiet. So this is running at the 10 frames per second, or 10 frames, 10 watts of power roughly, right? This is kind of where we'd be sitting at. Now, we may need to adjust it a little bit because that's pretty low for any game that's kind of newer, but let's just see what it does. And then we'll get into Street Fighter 6. And then we'll do Enshrouded as the last one. And then we'll take a look at that game that I pick each week, which is not a brand new game, but it's a brand new DLC. It is Pinball M from Zen Studios, the pinball company. Well, they're one of the pinball companies. Oh, you know what? I didn't enable my controllers. I screwed that up. I don't think I can enable it on the fly either, so I need to back out. And we need to go in here, enable Steam input. There we go. There's an official layout. Now go in. That's the one catch. What I've been saying is you have to enable the Steam overlay when you're doing like external capturing or external screen. You need to do that if you want to use a third-party controller, not the wings that are on it, you know, the control, like the Switch controller styles. But there we go. So let's see, we should be on the exact same settings. High. We can bounce up to 1080p. There we go. And let's not cancel. Let's go over and do the exact same stage. It's just going to take a minute for us to check it out. And see if we get the same. So we are running on the lowest possible set, or the lowest possible power setting. And we're getting, it says 59, but you know, 60 essentially. And I think, oh good, the Legion Go isn't picking up the extra controller, so we can move around easier. That, but yeah. This would give you roughly, oh, I didn't want that thrown away. This would give you roughly, like I said, somewhere around 3-4 hours maybe. Oh, get the rice off. Rice is on the plate. Let's go ahead and chop this guy. Yeah. Hey, essentially, you're running, you could run at the lowest settings, get the best power, and then be able to run with this thing just fine. There we go. I'll take this over to the bar. Or actually, do I just serve the people? No, I just set it on her lap. There we go. Oh, and there's the orders up there. So now we just need a shrimp. Come here. Oh, I just got it. Let's go ahead and just chop it up. Can I chop from this side? Why you would have your kitchen in the middle of the road on two sides of the street? I don't know. Oh, it needs to be on a plate. There we go. Wash the plate. Our dishwasher is out here. Yeah. the game would be just fine. So you can get 3-4 hours out of this, probably 3.5 on the Legion Go. Probably you could get 5 or 6 hours on the Steam Deck Oled. Let's go ahead and jump out. Then we'll jump right back over to the Steam Deck for Street Fighter. So let connect up. Now next week, let's talk about a little bit of next week's plans. So next Saturday, we'll even be able to show some of these games running on a 4090. So that's the PC I picked up that's being set up here. And we'll be able to compare like what a 4090 looks like to like a Legion Go to like a Steam Deck. It's kind of unnecessary, but we're not going to use it for every game. But we'll be able to kind of see like, okay, this is a really new game. I'm expecting that we'll probably do something that's like super 4K heavy, maybe like Cyberpunk. It's an older game, but you know, it's a good game there. Maybe Ark. I was thinking about doing Ark because Ark can take advantage of extra RAM. I put 128 gigs of RAM in this machine. It's all that YouTube ad money finally getting spent on the channel. So it's got like nothing will use 128 gigs. I can tell you that. Outside of like Premiere, which is what I use all the time for editing. It wouldn't even use that. I think the max is like 96 gigs or something like that they'll use. But games will use, Arc is one of them, the latest Arc, will use upwards of 32 gigabytes to 64 gigabytes. It can actually take that much RAM if you have it. It doesn't need it necessarily, but it's one of those games where it's like, oh yeah, if you've got it, we'll spend it, you know, kind of thing. Why is my controller not working? Let me back out real fast and see why the controller is not functioning right now. It should be. Yep. Let's do its update here. It might be. Is it validating the save or validating an update? Oh no, we'll figure that out. But while we're looking at that, yeah, this machine is pretty potent and we'll be able to like run things at max, hopefully, for at least 6 months. The other one that'll run that, I know that like, what is it, Returnal? That one required 32 gigs of RAM. I think Alan Wake requires 32 gigs of RAM. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe it's just me, but it seems like the channel's losing focus on a bit. So many systems makes it hard to find what systems matter to you personally. That's true. There is a little bit of that going on. I've thought about that. I've broken down, there is a playlist for everything. So you can find every game. If you don't want to see anything else, just go to the playlist that's preferred, right? And they're all in the playlist. There's the Steam Deck LCD one. There's the Steam Deck OLED. There's the Legion Go. There's the ROG Ally. So those are all the videos for each of those are in each of those ones respectively. And there will be one for 4K PC games as well. So that'll be like 4090. There'll be one there. If you're talking about the daily video release, that's where it gets to be troublesome because I could probably release. I mean, I do this. I don't know why this controller won't. There it goes. Did it actually do it? It might be loading shaders or something in the background. Let's give it a second. It might have actually taken the input. It wasn't taking the input for a second. If you're talking about the daily release, that's a little bit tougher, right? That becomes a questionable kind of scenario because it does, you know, you can only put out 3 that everybody gets notified still, as far as I remember. That might not be the case anymore. I need to look into it. Could I put out more than 2-3 videos a day? Possibly. I think it starts to become a little bit cumbersome for people with their own feeds. So there's some thought being put into that. When we hit 10,000 subs, which should be this month, well, maybe March. When we hit 10,000 subs, I'm going to fire up a sister channel that I've been working on, which is retro emulation and games running on PC on these devices. It will not be on the main channel here. So there could possibly be a point where I offload like full playthroughs, PC stuff and everything to a third channel so that we maintain, you know, kind of like the focus here on more the portable PC systems, portable systems in general, mobile, PlayStation Portal. That's not really portable system, but you know, something like that. I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think. There's many different ways you can do this. I've been a publisher for many years, and I've run many channels on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that for companies, but I'm a game publisher, so I realize there is this component to anything where you start to inundate certain parts of the audience with things that they don't want, right? But that audience may never have wanted to see anything else, and if you only cater to them, unfortunately, you're only going to get X amount. It's called saturation. So you kind of have to keep updating and innovating, but you got to watch, like, so you do it at a level where it doesn't impact, you know, people that really enjoy the channel and come to it and are willing to put up with it. Or maybe find, you know, a new thing that they want to see. Maybe they want to find out about a 4090 and what that's going to look like versus a ROG Ally with a 4090 external GPU. We could even do things like that, right? It will always have some connectivity. Steam is the link, right, in most of these cases. But there is always a component of that. Growth never comes without pain on any end. So, Street Fighter 6. We're playing that right now. It's running pretty well, 60 frames per second. I am not complaining. And this is lowest settings. So we are playing 720p on the Steam Deck Oled. Even with the special moves, the little animations and stuff like that right there, still 60. So let's see, what are we running in terms of settings? Uh, 720p basic graphic settings. Oh, funny, we're running, it says windowed. Borderless or windowed, okay. Motion blur's off, VSync. So this is low. It's normal low. I wouldn't say it's the lowest. It's close. We could probably drop some things down a little bit further, but it calls it standard. So I would say that if you deal with low, normal settings, may have to make some adjustments. You're going to be able to play this game. And again, on the Steam Deck screen, it's going to look far sharper. Well, not super sharp, but I mean, it's gonna be a little bit less artifacts blocking, anything like that would not show up as much on that screen because it's physically smaller and it's more dense. Now the stream that we play on, just so anybody is curious, I stream, so I capture everything at 1080p in terms of like, that is a 1080p source, like the Legion Go. Capture the Steam Deck at 720p. The 1080p signal for like the Legion Go gets pushed down to 720p for the stream regardless. The stream only goes out at 720p. So we see a little bit better fidelity on it, but it's not truly what you'd see on the device itself. Let's try another stage here. We'll try a different one. Now, I've never had any issues playing online either with this game. This game plays just fine. And you can get 60 frames per second on. Now, I don't know how many people have a Wi-Fi 6 device or what would you call it? I don't want to fight this guy right now. Oh, there we go. I don't know how many people have like a Wi-Fi 6 not hotspot, but Wi-Fi mesh network kind of thing. So you get the best possible signal. I do have a Wi-Fi 6 mesh network from Starlink. It's their Starlink 3rd, whatever the best setting is for it, because Starlink in general, we've talked about it here, is a little bit, it kind of works because it doesn't. But with that Wi-Fi 6, at least it cuts down as much of the delay, lag, and everything else. And it will run just fine sitting in the house, playing this in a couch, chair kind of scenario, Wi-Fi only. I've been able to play mini matches on Street Fighter on the Steam Deck Oled. Now, the Steam Deck itself, I think it has the LCD, the original one, has a little bit of difficulty running this at 100%. If I remember correctly, it ran it pretty close to, oh, I think it did it 50s. Come on, what are you doing? There. Oh, he just did his thing. I'm not used to playing it on my controller. I'm usually using my joystick over there, the 8-bit do one. There we go. He still got me. But you can kind of see, I mean, pretty much every stage. I don't think you're going to have trouble running at 60 frames per second at 720p or 800p. I played both. Like 800p is what you're playing. Technically, it's still 720p because I don't think Capcom supports 800p. You're getting the black bars, but I was playing it at 800p resolution on the Steam Deck. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's jump to the Legion Go. And for the Legion Go, we will put it on performance because I don't think we would get away with Legion Go running this thing on the quiet mode, the efficient mode, or the power saving. So we'll put it up to performance. That'll put everything to full 30 watts performance with their custom fan. And then let's give it a try and see what we get. We'll leave it at 1080p. I think it'll be fine. And yep, we've enabled our controller. So yeah, let's check it out and see how it does. How are we doing on timing? It's 11:30. We've been on here about an hour. Yeah, we're right in line. We've only been recording for about an hour and 25 minutes. Again, started a little bit behind schedule, but I think we'll still get this done in 2 hours. So with the Legion Go on this one, we'll be running at 1080p. We will attempt it on the same settings, I think. Like I said, I kind of keep these devices just on the same settings. Just one is 1080p, the other one's 720p when we're doing it for the stream. There's always this little bit, like when you first start it up, there's a shader like install period. It takes, I don't know, maybe a few minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. But every time, I think it has to update those. So I think it always takes a little bit longer to load. And let's see, we will do arcade. Let's take a look at our settings though. We'll just do the exact same single player or story arcade mode. Oops, here we go. All the way over. So this one's at 720p. Let's move it up to 1080p. There we go. And let's adjust some of that. So what were we on? We were on standard for crowded. We either have borderless or bordered window, or windowed or borderless window. Let's keep the rest of these. We'll put that internal resolution at 5. And let's move this down to normal. Well, we were on like normal, low, low. I think that was on normal. I think this was on low, low. I guess it would be standard. And then standard. Okay, so that's kind of medium. You could go, well, I mean, you could go lower or lowest. Let's just do, well, there's only, let's go low there. Yeah, these are low, low, lowest, low, or high. I don't know why. Normal. Let's put what we can on normal. And then these ones on low. And that'll be kind of our medium settings, we'll say. All right, let's jump in. Let's do Ryu again.
All right, I'm ready.
even the voice, the mouthing of the voice is behind. It's funny. Okay, skip. Let's get into a battle.
Mexico.
Yeah, that 1080p already makes a big difference. It's
Let us begin.
far more fidelity on it, visual fidelity. Oh, well, look at that. We're at 29 frames. That's 30 frames. Yeah, you can't play like this on a fighting game. Look how slow it is. Slow. Okay, let's walk back our expectations on the Legion Go. I could have swore we were able to keep it at 1080p. But that doesn't mean like some of this stuff isn't impacting it. Let's go back into here. Let's drop this to low, lowest, high, highest, standard, off. Let's see what we get here. No, we're still at 30. Oh my God, is that so slow? And that's it. That is at the highest setting. This is it. I mean, this is exactly it. Every once in a while, you will run into a game that does not play ball with the machine. So, probably what we'd want to do here is just make our major adjustment, which is going down to 1280 by 720. There we go. There's 60. Again, doesn't look bad. I mean, this is exactly what you'd get on the Steam Deck. So here's where the Steam Deck and the, I don't know if it's VSync, Francisco, but let's check it. And welcome. I will go ahead and make the adjustment. It could be. We'll put it back up to 1080p and we'll take VSync off. I wouldn't have thought VSync would have brought it down to less than 30. Okay, 50. Yeah, you were right on at least that part. It did allow it to go and run. It wasn't trying to syncing at 30. But it's still... So this is 1080p with the lowest settings. We could do that internal resolution and drop that down, keep it at 1080p. It may work. At 60. It's still not locked at 60. But to keep 1080p, and again, Francisco, thanks for that pointer. Probably what I would do is go into here. And there's 60. Yeah. Now we got it. That's a good looking screen, or stage. I like that. I mean, it's going to drop one or two, but I think this is the way to go. We get 1080p. Truly, it's probably like, I don't know. What would that be? Would that be 1680 by 8 something? Or 16 by 9? When you drop that internal resolution down a notch, I don't know what that drops it to actually. But that's running much better. I would not have thought that VSync would have caused that much of an issue. I would have thought it would have went up.
Let us begin.
Time to play.
Because the screen is no less than what, well, maybe because it's on the 144 setting. I don't know. I don't really adjust it too much from the 144 from 144 hertz refresh. I don't put it on the 60 refresh. I don't know what that would have done. It might have actually tried to go up to 60. I don't know. Because, yeah, if you look here, it's always on the 144 hertz. I don't know how it sees that. I guess I should look further into that. If you're going to have a show talking about these things, you should know. I don't know. I'll look into it. Yeah, but, I mean, this... Yeah, I would keep the 1080p. Now, 1280 to 1200p, I don't know if it's going to affect it. Because that's what it's going to go to whenever it's off. Well, no. Again, it's a Capcom game. It's going to stay at 1080p, although you're at a 1200p resolution of the screen. So, yeah. There we go. Let's jump to... Let's go ahead and jump out of here. We'll jump into Enshrouded. So, Enshrouded does not... Well, it says it doesn't run on the Steam Deck, but that is not the case. So, let's go ahead. This is the Steam Deck. Let's go ahead and back out. There we go. Let's go ahead and kick off Enshrouded. What do we got? We got... Oh, about 20 minutes? Something like that. So I think we'll be just fine. The one thing I did kick on, was to get this running was Proton Hotfix. And it runs pretty well. I mean, if I remember correctly, because I've only had it for a day, pretty sure when I was doing the testing on it that it would run between 50 and 60 frames per second. Like, it depends on what area that you're in. Let's take a look, though. There we go. So, oh, it's doing that same thing. My controller gets like this every once in a while where it wants to skip over an input. I don't know why. I'm using the Steam Deck controller just to make this slight adjustment. The resolution, we've got it at 720, so VSync's on. I'm going to actually turn VSync off here as well. Limit frame rate and background, we'll leave that alone. FSR on max performance. So I definitely had to like drop it to performance mode across the board. Yeah, see, it skips. My controller skips the input. It like skips over every other thing for some reason. Oh, I thought I had saved. Oh, you know what? I didn't save. I might have... Okay, we might have the world. Or no. It's skipping over that other one. There we go. Oh, secret password. We didn't put a password on it. Oh, maybe that was somebody else's that I went into. Oh, no. Sorry. It's saying, do you want a password? No, I don't want a password. I thought it was saying, enter the password. A buddy of mine was playing last night. I wanted to jump in his game, but he was playing with other people. So I was like, I'm not going to bother you to like let me jump in. Yeah, this controller's acting really strange. Look at that. It's barely moving. Let me try disconnecting it and re-syncing it. If not, I have a mouse and keyboard here, and my whole setup should run with that as well. Yeah, this controller is doing some really weird things. It happens every once in a while, and I don't know if it's the game or the controller. So let's try mouse and keyboard here. Give me 1 second to get these up and running. There's the mouse. There's the keyboard. Okay, yeah, much better. It can work. It works just fine on the Steam Deck. I don't know, maybe that's a side effect of what they're saying. Oh, it doesn't work with third-party controllers or something like that. That could be an issue. I didn't test that until just now, so that could be like one of the issues of like, oh, it's not, you know, it's not a working game for Steam Deck. But if you pick up the Steam Deck, you play on there, that controller works just fine. There's no special settings, nothing you have to do. None, no nonsense, just runs. But you can see, I mean, we've got it on pretty much the lowest setting of everything. Now we could adjust our resolution down to maybe 70. It's going to look horrible on here. Max performance, we've got on FSR2. We got all that on performance. We could drop. Nope, balanced is the closest. Fog volume is on performance. Everything else is turned off. So this could be the one aspect of it, like, oh, it doesn't play well. Could be that on Steam Deck, it's just the performance is so low. They do now flag games for that. They used to not. When Steam Deck started, Valve would not, or Steam would not gauge their ratings or their verified or unverified on performance in terms of like, does it perform at 60? Does it perform at 30? They wouldn't do that. But they've changed, I think, over time. All it really used to be was, does it support the controller, by default? Does it support text? Is the text readable? And I think there was one more thing that they looked at, but that was it, because I launched 3-4 games on the Steam Deck, and none of them were verified because they didn't support controller, but they still played on it just fine. Okay, we're getting 40s down in the cave. Outside, we were getting 30, 28, 30. Uh-oh. Can I beat him with this thing? Oh, yeah. Sorry. I still got the sniffles from that trip down to Vegas. Ended up picking up something during the meetings at the bar. It was too many. That's how trade shows usually work out. DICE was it was, lots of good meetings, but lots of drinking in the evening with old friends. Let's get back out of here. We'll see what performance looks like with trees. I mean, it all looks very blurry because I had to drop the resolution down internally. So we might be playing on less than 540p, realistically. Maybe even less than that. But if we turn it back up, I mean, let's just see, like, if we turn up all the settings, just what the game will look like. So there's 720. Let's put this thing on quality. On max quality. How's that sound? Yeah, we'll put it on quality because it's probably going to crash. I think it has crashed already. Yeah, it's crashed. Yeah, you're not getting much more out of it. So I don't know if I'd suggest Enshrouded on the machine itself, like if you only have the Steam Deck. But let's take a look while it's rebooting. Let's switch over to the LG. And let's switch we'll use mouse and keyboard there too, just to make it easy on us. And let's see what this thing can do. Now this has the full 30 watts, right? Full 30 on performance. Let's see what this guy can do. And I'm not going to use controller. I don't think. Let's just get it set up. Maybe we will use controller, since we didn't use it on the last one. Yeah. Let's go ahead and use controller. Now, it does tell you, hey, you're below the minimum spec, even though this machine is running on Windows. So this one, 100% Windows. Legion Go, does have the better processor out of the two. But it also, has some other things that make it use more of that processor, like the screen resolution and the refresh rate. So, oh yeah, it's still doing that same thing. Now it's not doing the, oh, you know why? Probably because it sees the mouse and keyboard. That's why. Let's just see if I take that off. I'll turn those off. Let's see if we'll see the controller now. Sees the controller on the machine. See if I turn and flip that over. Nope. Well, we'll go mouse and keyboard. It does work with a controller though. It's just not wanting to run it right now. There we go. So settings. So we're using mouse and keyboard on this. So settings, we can look at, we are on 1080p. We will turn VSync off. We'll use balanced. Actually, what we'll do performance, and then we'll raise it if we see it's doing okay. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll at least go on performance across the board. Oh, it didn't sync it over. So let's do private, create, play. There we go. There's our Enshrouded, and it already looks much better because it is playing at 1080. It's getting 30, 29, 30. Let's get out of here. Oh, do I have to do something? Yep. Commune with the flame and skip. Since we've got, what, about 15 minutes. We'll go, since this is running, well, not that it's running any better. Let's get down here a little bit. So 19, 20. I'll be honest, it's playable. It may not be, like, amazing, but if it stayed within this range, I could probably play it, but we can make some adjustments here. So let's go ahead and change something, give it a try. So let's go max performance across the board. That turns everything off. Now we're at 38. A little bit uglier in general. 38, 29, 30. I mean, it's all over the place in terms of resolution, but let's run down to where we were. Or frame rate, sorry. It's all over the place in terms of frame rate, not resolution. Now, if we were, come on, collect. If we were to drop this down to 10 or to 720p, that would be a different story. That fan is running. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it's definitely running. Let's go ahead and hop down here. Let's go find our guy that we were fighting earlier. Oh my. Oof. I forgot there was that drop off. Okay, let's get you. A couple whacks. Oh, I didn't. Must have missed his bag before. Let's take it all. One more guy. We will drop it down to 720 and just see. Take. This is just like Skyrim. Load up. So in here, though, we're in the 40s, 50s. Let's go ahead and run out. Okay. Foliage, trees, things like that. 29. Okay. I mean, you could probably expect 30, at least here in the beginning area. If you locked it to 30, you could expect it to pretty much hold there. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and take and see if we can't drop this down to 720p. We'll leave it on all the settings there and see what we get. 40s now. 39, 40. I think for my money, I'd probably, like if I bought this game and I was like, I really want to play this game, I'd have probably dropped it to 1080p, lived with 30 frames per second. Because the drop, you know, down to 1280 by 720 is not preferable, especially on a bigger screen. Like I'm looking at this on a, what is this? This is a 32-inch screen, and probably the actual window is maybe 24 inches, something like that. It's a little too big. Like being on a big screen, I think it would really be blocky, or it would really just look bad. So I'd probably stick with just leaving it at 1080p and max settings. I mean, it looks better, it looks playable, and it'll pretty much stay at 30. Seems overly like cumbersome though. Like why, what here is causing this game to run so hard? Because that fan is blowing right now. Like I don't know if you can hear it, but that fan is like really running on this thing. It doesn't normally do that. Can I throw a rock down there? Yep, look at that. There was a rock flying down. Just looking at it, like where's the resources going? There we go. Okay, well, I think we, let's see if we can go a little bit further down. We'll take a few more minutes here. I do want to get to that last secret game. Oh, we can just run down any hill. It is Sky. Don't even have to stop. All right, this is like lots of fog, pollen, whatever it is. 30 frames. I mean, obviously it's obscuring details, so it's kind of like the N64 days. Our guy's excessively tough for these enemies. Oh, no, he's not. No, he is not. He hits hard, but he can't take a hit because he has no armor. There we go. Yeah, lots of volumetric fog or what. I don't know if it's volumetric fog, but I mean, like, in general, there is like some kind of fog in the area, which definitely is probably benefiting the system a little bit. Not much, though. But yeah, I would probably lock it to 30. Just play at 1080p. On the screen itself, on the device, probably not going to look too bad. Outside of everything looks, you know, there's no detail to the ground or anything like that. Oh my, oh, they got me. Okay, yeah. So that's Enshrouded. Doesn't look too bad. On the Legion Go, not the greatest experience on the Steam Deck Oled. So for our final magic trick, let's take a look at one of my favorite games on Steam. I know a lot of people aren't as excited about it, but I do like the Zen Studios. Give me 1 second. I got a window that popped up here on my screen I got to get rid of. A lot of people are not as enthused as I am about it, but I do like pinball, virtual pinball and stuff like that. So Zen Studios makes Pinball FX. Pinball FX is probably like the leading pinball consumer platform. Now, you can get like some other ones out there that like VPin and I forget the other one off the top of my head, but there's a couple other ones that you can go with that, you know, custom tables are made and they have like they are for the hobbyist, right? This is for the consumer. Those are for the hobbyist. So what they did was, so they had Pinball FX3, they had a 2, they did some VR, they did a 1, you know, that just said Pinball FX, but now they've redone Pinball FX to be just Pinball FX again. Then they've also started this Pinball M, which is horror related. So it's licensing horror related IPs and making them tables. And they just did a new one with the System Shock IP. So this is running on the Steam Deck, or sorry, we've got it running on the Legion Go right now. And this one, with this runs some unique things on the Legion Go. So you can take the wing controllers off and you can actually like rotate it. So you're playing in Tate mode or whatever they call it, Tate mode. I think it's Tate mode because it's rotate and it's Tate. People argue it's Tate. I don't know. Either one. You're playing in portrait mode and you get kind of the full view of the table. Right here, what we're going to see on the stream is we're going to be playing in landscape. So you're going to get like the wide screen, like what a TV screen would look like. But that's the neat thing about the Legion Go. You can actually flip it, kind of rotate it to its side, and you can play and see the full table like you would on a pinball machine or a virtual pinball machine, or like I have one back there. It's really dark, but that's a At Games 1080p pinball machine, and it's a V pin, so it's like a screen, and it just you have the same controls as a pinball table, but you can play digital versions. So that plays very well on there. But let's go ahead and I want to. Am I still having trouble with this controller? I am. It still doesn't like. Something happened. I probably need to reset the Legion Go to get that to work right. But because this is our last game, I'm just going to go ahead and unplug this, and we'll control it directly from the Legion Go. So give me 1 second to make this comfortable. There we go. So, like I said, this is on the Legion Go itself. This is the new table. This is the secret game this week we're going to take a look at. It just launched, and we'll take a little bit of a spin on it. So this is running performance mode, 1080p, and we should get 60 frames per second on the Legion Go. Sorry, too much talking with cold. Okay, let's take a look. So yeah, I mean, if you've never played one of these, it is truly the design. That was horrible. These aren't real tables. This isn't a real table. There are real tables on Pinball FX. There's none on Pinball M. Pinball M is solely just taking an IP, and then Zen Studios makes the design of the table, and that you could never find this table in real life. It's not going to be at a pinball machine, or a pinball machine you'll find, or it won't be at like a bar or anything like that. They are completely unique IP machine. Jeez, on here. You can use all of your buttons as well. So if you want, you can do the flippers with your triggers or your shoulder buttons. Your right stick is your plunger. And like I said, if you take the controllers off of the Legion Go, you can put it in portrait mode, and you can get that really like long lengthwise viewpoint and still use your controllers. You could even hook it up to that virtual pinball machine in the back. They have a way to do that. So that's kind of a neat little feature. Oops, there we go. But the game runs, 60 frames per second on here at 1080p. You kind of want 60 frames per, well, you desire 60 frames per second for virtual pinball all the time. The best scenario is to get, I believe, 120. If you can get 120 frames per second, that's true. I think that's the true speed that we would expect to see games running, like a real pinball machine. Like 120 or 144. I can't remember which one. This one will do 144 if it's got the power for the game. This game it won't. This is a pretty as pinball machine games go, or virtual pinball, this is a pretty intensive, resource intensive pinball machine game. Their Pinball FX3 will run at 120 frames per second. And it looks almost identical. It's just they use different physics. There's a couple other factors in this one. Higher 4K resolution, I think, is what they actually put in, like for detail. It's a much bigger game, so I think the assets are 4K. It's not just upscaling to 4K. Pinball FX3, I think, upscales to 4K. But yeah, this is the System Shock IP. If you haven't played this, they just released this as a remake. I guess in the same vein as like Dead Space remake. And that came out late last year. It's an interesting game. I like it. I just haven't really played the table all that much. I don't know. I know that it's like a tiered table. So we need to like lock the ball up in the left-hand side and it'll go to like a different tier. Oh, I dropped it.
Step right into my trap, little.
But I just wanted to show this. I pick a game every week to go along with the 5 that we show on each of the machines that everybody votes on. And this was just one that I was like, hey, you know what? We'll showcase this on there. Pinball M is interesting. It's all horror games. It didn't come out, like I said, but the DLC, that table, did this week. But you can definitely play other ones. So there's, let me see if I can show you the different tables. Man, talking too long makes me cough. So you can, I think when you buy it, it's going to work with me here. You can go ahead. Why can't I look at the other tables? There we go. You get Chucky, you get Duke Nukem, the pinball, Dead by Daylight pinball, and then Wrath of Elder Gods is always free. If you just go down download Pinball M, you'll be able to play this table for free without ever buying anything. If you buy Pinball M, you will get those 4: Dead by Daylight, The Thing, Duke Nukem, Chucky, and then you can buy the extra table for like $5 or whatever it is for the new System Shock that just came out. So this was the new piece that just came out. But that's going to cover it for this week. I just wanted to show this one as like our little surprise game. But I do appreciate everybody for stopping in. Thank you. Who did we have? We had Flesh Cloud, we had Francisco, Reek Havoc stopped in. I know there were others that bounced in. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you for watching on the replay. Definitely give it a like and leave a comment about the game that you voted for, or what game you thought was played the best, or any game that you want to see. I try to accommodate those and try to take that and incorporate it within the Real View videos that happen daily here on the channel, as well as the Weekly Factor, which is every Saturday right now from like roughly about 10 a.m. Pacific to noon on the West Coast here. And then if you do check out Twitch, I am over on Twitch. The link is below to the link tree that has all the different social media channels. But if you go over on Twitch on Sundays, you'll see me doing recordings for the Real View videos that go up during the week. And I'm always happy to do AMA and just kind of sit there and, you know, walk through games, talk about the Steam Deck, the Legion Go, other machines. You know, just I usually hang out there for like 2 to 3 hours on a Sunday while I'm doing the recording for the week. And yeah, just talk to everybody that swings by. So if you want to do that, swing in. If you haven't already, give the channel a subscribe. Definitely click the bell to get notified, because the daily poll for the Saturday show for the Weekly Factor goes up every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. So, and it is only up for 24 hours. So each game category you get to vote on for 24 hours, and then it disappears, and the next one comes in at the 6 a.m. hour the next day. And that's how we get the 5 games that I show on both the Legion Go and the Steam Deck Oled. And that's about it. Appreciate everybody for spending your Saturday morning here, Saturday afternoon, or Saturday evening if you're in the UK or in Europe. Appreciate you folks. You always check out the videos and leave lots of great comments. So I'm going to go check out some of those comments, start writing responses, and I will see everybody next Saturday. So thanks again. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.